Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is having a good day. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's grind day. It's a good day. So yeah, let me know. I don't know if Tyler's going to be on today. We're traveling to Dallas today, so I'm not sure if Tyler's going to be able to jump on. He's got usually more legs coming in from Dallas or from Buffalo than I have to deal with coming from Denver. But anyways, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're 15 days into AEP. So are you on track for your goals? This is the fun part. I've got my tracker board right here, and I'm going to put it up because I might as well let y'all know where we at. Let's see. Is that the good one or is this the good one? We'll find out. We will find out. So to track your goals, you got to make sure you're on target. So in here, I don't have enough room for all the tallies. I'm just going to write the dang thing in there. So as of yesterday, we crushed it up to 132. So the goal for the first 2 weeks for me was 75 to keep me on track for my goal of 400, and I'm at 132. So if you want to know how to crush your goals, you guys, oh, look at this. You guys got to say something. You can't say, hey, the Medicare peace of mind lights are not on. Medicare machine factory vibe is not flowing. We get the color back in here. Anyways, so again, we at 132 when our goal was 75. So we would call that ahead of pace. And I had a heart attack and had to take 5 days off. So what's your excuse? That's my question of the day. So what is your excuse going to be? You either find a way or you find an excuse. Now, I was blessed with very, very fortunate circumstances behind everything. But in reality, jumping back on the schneid is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You gotta have the right mindset, and you've got to put yourself in the right position to win. And so you can pivot and you can recalibrate at any time. But yeah, good morning. Let me know who's watching. Throw me a comment. Throw me something. Otherwise, just going to sit here and stare at me jabber for an hour. Not quite an hour. I've got a 7:45 appointment this morning. Starts off the day before I skedaddle to the airport later on this morning. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm fired up. Things are good. Life is good. We're at November 1st. November is the longest stretch of the marathon sprint that is AEP. So from 11/1, I look at the period from 11/1, and this month it's going to be to 11/22. Morning, Amber. How you doing? Looking forward to seeing you later today. Amber's also taking advantage of the amazing training boot camp workshop. I don't even know what to call this thing with Nate Alfert and his mentor the next couple of days. We're going out to Dallas. We are going to level up. This is something I would not normally do mid AEP, folks. Sometimes you have to pivot. Sometimes you have to change course. And this was a significant investment. Amber, Tyler, and I all put a massive. No, I didn't write an app from the hospital. Holden just texted me and said, you wrote an app from the hospital. No, what happened was I took the app while having the heart attack, then went to the hospital. And so I didn't get time to tally it on the team sheet until later that day. So I didn't take the application at the hospital. Although, coincidentally, one of my clients was in ICU with me, which sucks. He's still there. But yeah, it's one of those things where life is short, life is fragile. But yeah, I know. And I take the moniker Medicare machine very seriously, and it's going to take more than a little heart attack, clogged artery to stop me. So you can't stop me. So again, what's your excuse? What's going to be your excuse today for not helping somebody? What's going to be your excuse for not hitting your goal? What's going to be your excuse for not crushing things? Is it the market? Is it the people? Is it the leads? What is it? What's the excuse? Because that's what I hear all the time. I hear people talking about all the things that stop them from having something happen, all the reasons why they can't do something. I don't have money. I don't have gas. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm missing this. I'm missing that. But what you have is you. What you have is the ability to pivot, the ability to be unique, the ability to be charismatic, the ability to be attractive, right? The ability to get flair. So for me this year, buenos dias. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you, brother. Coming down to the great state of Texas today. I'm looking forward to it. Getting to some hopefully a little bit warmer weather. Been dealing with the cold here in Colorado the last week or so. But yeah, I'm the AEP for me is I love it. It's my favorite time of year. I reconnect with all my clients. I get referred so many new wonderful faces, 5-6 times a day. 36. Yeah, 36 is all right. But it'll probably warm up though, right, Tony? It's going to warm up because you're going to heat it up with your dancing. I know it for sure. What is it here? I don't even know what it is. Probably 12 or something stupid here. No, it's 27. So you still got 11 degrees, and 11 degrees is important, especially when 36 is still above freezing. So you still got that going for you. But yeah, what is my goal for AEP? Again, 400. Where am I at? 132 as of yesterday. My goal this year is to be number 1 with Humana. And after that, I don't really have, that's really just the one thing I'm really pushing to make sure happens. And so far, despite giving everybody a head start while I got a heart attack and recovered, I think I'm number 1 right now. I was 2 behind number 1 3 days ago, and then I did like 20 something apps in the last couple of days. So it's a beautiful thing. Hopefully you're having a wonderful AEP. If you can drop in where you're at right now, if you don't keep score, how are you supposed to hit a goal? So if anyone in the business, I should be able to walk up to you and say, what's your number? Where are you at right now? And you should know exactly where you're at right now. At my home office, I have a tally board. Every day we add tally checks. It's a very satisfying experience to watch yourself hit your goal. Watch yourself not just hit your goal, smash your goal. Who wants to smash their goals? That's what I like to do. But yeah, I feel like I'm gliding. I'm taking naps. That's what it says down here, crushing naps and taking naps. I'm just I'm taking naps almost every single day, gliding through, just kind of skating around, doing it's a steady. I didn't drop any 30 or 40 bombs this year as far as apps in a day. I did have an 18 bomb the other day, but the average is 10 right now. 10 is my goal, 10 and a half. What's up, Angela? Chili 31. Yeah, it's like that this time of year. But I like that cold, crisp morning when you get outside, you take that first deep breath, and then you see the steam and the mist come off as you breathe it out and realize why everybody had to wear a mask. But yeah, I love this time of year. I love when it's cold because I'm always hot, and it allows me to upgrade the wardrobe. Because if I try to wear stuff like this in the summertime, I'm just a sweaty mess, and it's not pretty. But my new favorite thing are these new Newsboys hats. I've got I don't know. My wife gets pissed because when I find something I like, I just buy a bunch of it now. And then she says I ruin everybody's ability to buy me Christmas presents and shit. But what are you going to do? So yeah, tell me, Angela, you're one of the attendees from the AEP LaunchCon. How's your AEP going so far? Are you ahead of pace? I'd love to know where you're at versus where your goal is. Like I said, I don't know if you were there when I did it, but I updated my board back here. I'm at 132 when my goal was 75 by the first. So I'm not quite double pace, but a pretty healthy clip ahead of schedule. If I wouldn't have had to reschedule those 3 days worth of appointments, we definitely would have been over the line of double. But that's really what I try to do when I set a goal. My goal, number one, if Angela was at the boot camp, and first thing you find out when you work with me, I ask you to give me your goal, and then I make you double it. Because I firmly believe that even after you double it, your goal in my mind is still to double that. So if I have a goal in mind, like in my mind, I'd love to do 800, right? But I'm satisfied with 400 this year. 400 people helped. 400 people, and it's really more than 400 because I've got over 2,000 clients that also get peace of mind with an annual review of knowing whether they should change to something else or stay where they're at. And it's important when you're out pushing the envelope, so to speak. What I mean by pushing the envelope is stretching your days, doing more in less time, becoming more efficient, finding more ways to get referral partners and set up things. And the key to a good referral partnership is making sure that once you get an opportunity, you knock it out of the park. So that's my pro tip of the day. Knock it out of the park, right? So how do you knock it out of the park? Well, you go over the top with the experience. You go over the top with finding ways to level up what you're doing, running a bit behind of your double goal. Well, it's not too late, number one. But number two, when you say a bit behind, all you got to do is sprint to get ahead. So what I would do is double down on something that you're doing effectively. So all of us are doing something that's effective, and some of us are doing stuff that's not effective. As an example, let's say you're putting in the work and you're putting in time at a retail location and it's not quite performing. You're not quite getting the application count. You're setting a few appointments here and there, but there's just not enough momentum there. Well, you either have to double down and go all in even harder to try to make it work, or you got to know when to, cut your losses. And as an example, let's say I've been at a Walmart from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4 days a week to satisfy my 20-hour requirement for the last 15 days, and I haven't done but 2 apps or something. What I would probably do is one or two things. I would probably reach out to my broker manager and say, hey, can you find some other person to take this over? And or I would switch my hours to hours that didn't interfere with my ability to write apps. So I would pick the worst times and days to have to go sit there. If I'm going to have to spend the time at Walmart, I want it to be when it's not productive time that I'm wasting. I could have been in the field doing something else. So just don't be afraid to pivot. We're only 15 days in. What do you have? 30 days plus 7. You have 37 days left for action, for activity. Today is also the start of the ACA under 65 stuff. So you've got to get the grind on for all of that and push out, and make a run at getting all that done too. But it's fun. Hopefully everybody's having fun. Hopefully Amber's having fun. Angela's having fun. Tony's having fun. It's a beautiful thing when you can be in a good spot professionally. And so I really hope all of you are there soon, if not now. I know, well, I guess Amber, I think from what I heard from Fred, is not at what she wants to be in her goal either, but adversity strikes. And I look forward to being able to help you pivot and give you some tips tonight when we sit down. But yeah, looking at the rest of AEP, I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you are too. Hope you're enjoying the ride, enjoying the process, whatever part of the process you're in. In some respects, I miss the days I was grinding 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. At the same time, I'm also very happy to be in a spot where I'm only working 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, taking Sundays off. I'm taking the next 4 days, not off, but I'm off the grid for a couple of days. So hopefully when I come back, I'm still in the lead position, but if not, that's okay. I like having someone to chase. It gives me a bit more motivation. I find it easier to chase someone down than it is to stay out in front for whatever reason. Although if you get a good, healthy lead, there's nothing funner than like lapping people, right? Hopefully you get to experience lapping someone at some point in your life, double them up or whatever that is. Yeah. So I'm finding several angles. So hopefully you by now have started to notice niches in your products and your areas. The other day, just by the natural course, I had my first review in a certain county in Colorado. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found a plan that I had missed my radar completely that now is going to be a big catalyst in helping a lot of people really improve their position. And so you got to look for those niches. You got to look for those angles. Look and push. What I can say is you'll get noticed if you start doing stuff above a normal clip. And when you do, take advantage of the opportunity when it comes along. And don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need. If with a carrier rep, with your upline, with your support person, with running mates, with teammates, with anybody, don't be bashful when it comes to making sure you get things the way you need them, how you need them, when you need them. And if they're not, work towards figuring out how to maximize whatever your opportunities are. example, again, if you're in the Walmart, moving the times up or around or doubling down. I know, and I've heard, and I've seen, and I've been through the trainings for that kind of stuff. I know they say you can do this and do that. Don't do this and don't do that. However, just be yourself and try to be attractive. That's my best course. And so, like I said, if you know how to juggle, juggle. If you know how to dance, dance. If you know how to sing, sing. If you know whatever your natural talents are, you need to do those things to attract people to you. So if you're in an informal setting, it's really about being attractive. If you're in a formal presentation setting, it's really about being engaging and immersive. So engaging and immersive are two different things, but what's the difference? If you're an engaging and immersive person and you learn how to be very engaging and immersive when you're helping someone understand a topic, when you're doing a presentation, whether that's a presentation in front of a group or a presentation one-on-one across the table, presentation matters. The showiness of it matters. As an example, I've learned over the years not only to read upside down, but I'm working heavily on writing upside down. And now I'm having to practice numbers. I've done letters. Now I got to practice numbers. But over time, it's a little tiny effect, but the cumulative effect when you piece together unique experiences with how you do things, it's those unique experiences that stand out to somebody that make them think, wow, that's different, right? Not everybody takes the time to be as thoughtful as, well, I should practice reading and writing upside down because typically I'm across the table from somebody, right? And I've done both, sitting next to somebody and sitting across the table from somebody. I always prefer to be across or at an angle. And really, I prefer to be at the head of the table and usually the Mr. and Mrs. or whoever, but I like to be at the head and have that angle where there's a 90-degree angle of the table between us, an elbow, if you will, because then you can work the elbow. And what you can do is you can stay across the table if you need to, okay? Across the table allows you to use your writing and reading upside down and all of that. And it's for somebody that you can tell is more cautious, trepidatious, etc. But if you find someone's more warm and inviting and wants to hug and that kind of stuff, then I would slide my chair to the corner of the table where we're almost next to each other instead. And so those are little tiny subtle things that in your presentation, in your ability to connect, really, it's using charisma, using charm, using class, using humor, using your skills and abilities to connect with the human. And that's really what this job is. It is sales. People hate the word sales. Sales is nothing more than being influential. Sales is nothing more than order taking. Sales is nothing more. Sales can be a lot of different things. And whatever techniques you're using are going to be what separate you from the competition because we're all offering the same product. Okay. The product is the same. So when the product is the same, it's kind of like how med sups are standardized. A plan G is plan G, no matter what insurance company you buy it from. So price, customer service, price stability, and then agent compensation. Those are the variables that you're looking at to determine which Medicare supplement plan is best. Same kind of thing with agents. The benefits are all standardized. What we offer is all standardized. Well, kind of. Some agents choose to be lazy and only do one or two or three carriers. Other agents take the time to do the whole portfolio. And I can tell you from doing the whole portfolio, every single plan has a place. Every single company has a place. I have customers on every single insurance company in the market that's in my area. Every single one of them. There's a place for every single one of them. There's going to be a fit for every single one of them. And it's important to go through that process, but the positioning that you take, and the quicker you understand that the agent experience is not universal, other than it is, because the average agent is a bag of shit when it comes to presentation, when it comes to follow-up, when it comes to education, when it comes to charisma and presence and all these other things. That if you just have this little tiny margin that separates you from your competition who all offer the same thing, again, all offering the same thing, or are they? Or are they? Because the average agent doesn't offer follow-up. The average agent doesn't follow up. The average agent doesn't offer concierge level service. So a simple, easy flip of the switch thing to do is start offering concierge level service. What does that mean, Joshua? Well, that means if someone calls you and says, hey, I need to find a primary care doctor, instead of saying, hey, go to blankblank.com, you say, hey, give me a minute. Let me do a little bit of research. You go to blankblank.com. You find 3 or 4 doctors. You take the time to call each doctor to find out, are they still in network? Are they accepting new patients? And then go the extra step and book the appointment for your client. That's concierge level service. That's where you actually are earning your commission on the back end. Your clients can pick out a plan without you. Okay. Let's be honest. The client could pick a plan using tools that they have, websites. If they have an internet and a computer, right? If they have internet connection and a computer, they could do the front side of what most agents think is their whole job. Okay, so the concierge level service, you just add that into what you're doing, and you now separated yourself in the experience of every other agent in town. I've been going around the country for 2 years telling agents you should be doing an in-force appointment after the policy starts. How many of you are doing it? Not very many, at least not in my area, because I'll tell you this, that's a couple of first questions I ask somebody when I meet somebody new. How did you pick the plan that you got? Who helped you pick it? Have they followed up? How often do they follow up? Why do they follow up? How do they follow up? Sending a pre-printed birthday card is not follow-up. Okay, sending even the Reminder Media magazine, while very effective for me, it's not follow-up. The follow-up is afterwards asking, did you get the magazine? What magazine? Right, that I love hearing what magazine, because it gives me a new topic of value to add to what the equation is. And so if you're looking for a value proposition, you are it. It's just like the med sub company gets to choose what level of customer service they're going to do, what price point they're going to set at. But the beauty of us is we don't have a price point. So think if all med subs had no premium. Okay, the benefits are standardized. The premium is standardized. Now what separates them? Customer service. Okay, so when there is no cost for your services, and there is no difference in the offering that you have versus your competition, the only separator that there is customer service and experience. So what are you doing to level up your customer experience? What are you doing to level up that side of it? Most people are worried about, how do I get more leads, or how do I do that? Screw leads. Leads suck. Why don't you learn how to get more referrals from your clients by offering a better experience? And then you got to work referrals, which are like leads on steroids, where you don't got to do anything to build the trust. They call you. You don't have to call them. That's the hardest thing about a lead, is getting them on the phone, getting them to answer the door or whatever. You can avoid that whole process if you just reverse engineer it back to, how are you servicing the ones that you already have? How are you offering an opportunity for your clients to rave about you? How are you offering an opportunity for your clients where they can't help but be proud to refer you to family and friends? Because they know the experience is dialed in. They know it's going to be a predictable, consistent experience across the board, right? And so that's really the separator that you've got to find as whether you're in insurance or you're a real estate agent or you're selling cars. I don't give a crap what sales industry you're in. What are you doing to separate yourself on the service side from every other person doing the exact same thing that you're doing? And if you're not thinking about those things, that's why you're not having a separator that's having business fall in your lap. If you want apps to fall in what looks like fall in your lap every single day, then you got to put into place a big system that's all predicated on, how is the customer experience going to improve? How can I improve the experience? And in reality, you're doing work for the insurance company too. You're partner in this. Like, you understand the insurance companies are our partner in our opportunity to help people. because they're the one with the product. They're the ones that are paying claims. They're the ones that are putting products together and running through regulations and all of that. Our job is the really easy side of things. Help the people. Help the people. Help the people have a unique experience. Help the people feel special and unique. Help the people feel like they're the most important customer. It's really that simple. And so top 1%, all that stuff, it happens from top 1% level talent, meeting up with top 1% level work ethic, meeting up with top 1% level training, meeting up with top 1% level experience, and then combining all that into a perspective that offers top 1% productivity. But it's top 1% for a reason. 99% of people aren't willing to pay the price. 99% of people aren't willing to do what it takes. 99% of people, I tell them, hey, you should do this. And then 2 weeks later, how's it going? It's really going rough. Did you do that? What I said? No. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I struggle with the average agent and how do I help the average agent? Really, the most help I can give them is helping them learn how to use their mindset to fix everything, because it's their mind that's stopping them. It's you that's saying, oh, that won't work. I say, hey, try this. And you go, oh, that won't work. Logically, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, well, logic doesn't make sense, right? Most things that work are very simple. Most things that work are not complicated. They just require you to have discipline and persistency and follow the system. Follow the system of which somebody else has proven. And if you're going off the unbeaten path, just expect to have problems. Expect to have to learn on the fly. Expect to have to cut the path and pave the road. And then once you pave the road, it's kind of like your duty. Like you should feel obligated to whatever you believe in, God, the universe, karma, whatever it is, to pay it back, pay it forward, pay it to the next generation. Well, yes, Angela, we're all our own worst enemy. Pessimist, a self-saboteur, all those things are key identifiers for entrepreneurs, right? We all do, and it's normal. Oh, snap. We got Tyler right at the end for the last 7 minutes. I'm really excited. I don't have to just pretend like I know what I'm talking about for the next 7 minutes. What's up?
Oh, the joys of overloading your computer and dealing with middle of nowhere West Valley internet.
Well, you moved there on purpose. I want to remind you that.
I did.
It was a very decided effort that you had to consistently make decisions over and over to make it happen.
Yes. Self-inflicted, nobody.
AKA Joshua does not feel sorry for you, but I'm glad to see you. You look good. I'm excited to see you tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're going to come with Amber and I to Choctaw land?
Oh, yeah. Choctaw.
Yeah.
Oh, fun stuff.
Chop, chop. No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to call cards again?
Although I ain't going to lie. Like 5 minutes ago, I was talking about production, and I think I just grinded my way up to number 1 in Humana in Colorado. And then I was just thinking, fuck, I'm going to give these bitches another 4-day head start again.
Yeah.
Like, how cocky can I be? I sprint out to a lead, have a heart attack. All right, you guys ahead again? All right, sprint out back to the lead. And now I'm going to go to Dallas for 4 days. But when I come back, it's on like Donkey Kong, because my schedule's already packed. I think I've booked to at this point, I have a couple of openings on the 30th of November, if you're interested.
Oh, nice.
Outside of that, we're talking December. In December, obviously, there's only 7 days there. I do have the 7th wide open, and I usually leave the 7th wide open because I usually just kind of take a victory lap at the end, kind of grandstand a little bit. But no, you're crushing it too, man. Aaron was telling, I think you're close to 100, if not over 100 now.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
Let's go. So between you and me, we've already put up 200 and something. That's pretty dope. I think we call that top 1 motherfucking percent. I'm glad we're on a podcast and I can say motherfucking today. You can tell I'm just going to be my normal self moving forward. I don't give a shit about political correctness and or what you think about my mouth, my dirty mouth. My mom knows about my dirty mouth. I've been using it at her my whole life too. You got to make them think that at least they have a chance. Well, I try to. I feel like a cat with a mouse where I let it live for an hour when I could have killed it any minute. Yeah. So yeah, all you punks in Colorado, and I'm just kidding. You're only a punk when I'm competing against you, but there's a lot of great agents out there. But yeah, nothing competes with the machine when he's dialed in. I'll tell you that.
No,
Tylyr does. The bomb diggity. I like that. The bomb diggity dog. I'm gonna put that at the end. The bomb diggity dog. Sounds like a cartoon character. I like it.
What did I miss? What did you talk about?
Shit. I was talking about goal crushing. Lately, the last 5 minutes, I went on a rant about the customer experience and how it's really simple to separate yourself from the average agent who the average agent pretends like picking out a plan is the hard part and then they fucking disappear after doing that versus actually being there for your client, answering questions, going over after the policy starts, make sure they understand everything, go over it one more time, avoid rapid disenrollments and complaints and all the other shit that we don't like, and take care of the person like you're supposed to. There's that.
Yeah, nothing important though.
Right. It's just people. It's just people's parents, grandparents, grandmas, aunts, uncles. Like, who cares, right? Who cares? Who cares what happens to them after you put the policy in place? Just fuck them. Let's just let them go. Let them just figure it out. You figure it out. Call 1-800 on the back of your card and leave me the fuck alone. Don't you know I got golf to play and shit? No, that's not how it goes. Hire some staff, put your ass to work, and serve the people. That's what this job's about. And when you do that, go ahead.
I was gonna say I had that conversation with a couple of clients this week. We were talking about it, just going over reading all the new compliance crap with the I don't represent every plan nonsense.
Man, that's so stupid.
I was talking to them. They go, they really make you read that on every call. I was like, yeah. Did you like my my telesales automation?
Yeah.
And just like, yes, it was very much it was very, very infomercial of you. You did a great job. I was like, yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. These are people I've been working with for, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And they're like, so they make you do all of that. Well, it's like, yeah, they got to go through all of this, but what don't we see as an industry? We don't see them making, what are we supposed to be? We're supposed to be an agent of record and a servicing agent, right? Is that what it is?
I think you're supposed to do service.
I mean, we get paid every month for our clients being on the policies. So when they need something, we should be the ones that are there servicing the policy. So maybe instead of putting in all these bullshit rules like this, I don't know, maybe put in some rules that say you have to touch base with your clients at least twice a year. I mean, follow up with them. You need to be able to do that. You want to keep doing that, then you need to do that. If not, then you can get your agent of record changed out. You lose your commission and the new agent can take over for it. Whatever. I mean, if you can't service I know there's stuff we can't do, but there's a lot of it that we should be able to take care of, or at least direct, walk, help, hold hands through the information. And that part drives me crazy. Like, if they actually made that happen, think about what happens to the 1-800 we don't care numbers that you see on TV and everything else. Oh, wait, they got to be able to call back in, and the idiot they talk to or someone on our staff has to be able to actually help them and take care of what's going on.
What do you mean service the policy? Anyways, so
yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But yeah, it was just really funny because my client was like, yeah, that's total bullshit. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, no, it really is the way it should be. Because when they connected with me, they had actually gone on, called the 800 number for him to sign up a couple of years before. And we got connected because she was turning 65. And that's how I ended up with both of them. He's like, yeah, I never once heard from anybody over there. They sent me an annual notice and that was it.
Yeah, I said it. An auto pre-printed postcard does not justify follow-up. But you weren't there for that part, but I have to bounce out now. I'm going to leave you on here and you can be the pony for the next 15 minutes and leave the podcast on. But yeah, I've got a full schedule and I got to get to the airport on time. I'm actually checking a bag. That always makes me nervous because I always feel like I'm going to be late when I have to do that.
How the hell are you checking a bag?
Because I'm coming fly, dog. I just got 3 new suits in the mail. You're going to see me suited and booted, and I'm going to be fly guy. Not one brand. I'm not wearing one branded thing all rest of this week. So I want you to know how big of a step that was for me.
Wow.
So not one piece of branded thing is in my luggage right now.
Well, every item in my luggage is branded.
I know. I'm graduating to the next level. All right, brother. I love you. And why don't you entertain these folks for the next 15 minutes, huh?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I don't know. All right, cool. Well, hopefully I just don't double up on everything that Josh was talking about. So a couple things that I've noticed during AAP this year so far has been just a complete and total whirlwind of everything going on with plan changes. One of the things that I've found hard, I don't know if anybody else has had a problem with it. If you have, definitely comment. But I know some of our team has mentioned it. The prescription cards with the changes to the Part B, or I'm sorry, the Part D out of pocket being capped out and all the changes that went in there, I found it a little bit difficult to justify drug cards for a lot of people. And I've been finding a lot of people where the premium for a drug card is almost as much as their med sup plan. And it's been a little bit of a challenge for individuals in that situation to go through there. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience. But really educating the clients on that and explaining to them why that's happening, I definitely feel is important. And then being able to go from that into, where the other opportunities are. I know there's a lot of folks that I've worked with for years that have been on a Medicare supplement for a reason, health issues and what have you. But there's also a lot of good MA plans out there now that are PPOs and have low out of pockets. They might have a bit of a higher premium on them, but when you start adding apples to apples, it's been one of the reasons why I've been able to do as much as I have done this year. It's kind of easy when you have someone who's paying $250, $300 a month for a Medicare supplement to go, hey, here's a PPO with a in out of network of $3,000 or $4,000. You don't have to pay the $250 in your premium for your GAP plan, and you also don't need this $90 a month drug card anymore. Plus, you're going to get dental, vision, hearing, and everything else. So in a worst case scenario, you'll break even and get a bunch of extras. So working on those items, making sure you educate your client properly to understand where those pieces fall into place, lining up with the service part on there for it. And again, coming back to what Joshua was talking about with service and follow-up, those folks are definitely going to need some hand holding. So when push comes to shove, making sure they're prepared for that when they have an infusion that's going to end up costing them whatever, $1,200, $1,800 in January or February, and explaining to them, yes, I understand that this is going to be expensive for you up front, but over the course of the year, you're actually going to come out on the back end a lot better. And not being afraid to be able to help your client through that, really familiarize yourself with the process on how to go through that, working with them to work with the doctors to set up payment plans for items like that when it happens. But I've done that with clients in the past as well, and going through there, making sure that they have that and are prepared for it. They've ended up at the end of the year loving it, and a lot of times come out ahead. One thing that I always encourage anybody to do in that situation, though, is take a ballpark of what they were paying for their supplement and drug card, whatever else, and put that money into a separate savings account. Although I will give you a pro tip, don't tell them to put it into something that's like a health savings account. Just tell them to put it in a savings account. Because I had one lady who was trying to contribute to a health savings account, not for tax purposes, but with pre-tax or post-tax dollars from her Social Security, and putting all that money in there. And then got told by her CPA at the end of the year that she couldn't take the money out of there and she'd have to pay all these taxes on it. And so I had to talk to the CPA and explain, no, that's not quite how that goes. And sure, you can count the interest, but it wasn't actually that. And caused a little bit of confusion there. So just tell them, put it in a separate savings account, store it in a piggy bank, shove it under their mattress, whatever they want to do. But I have one gal that I've been working with for years, and we made the transition about 3 years ago. She's almost 90 now, and she was paying well over $300 a month for her med sup. Definitely unjustified because she doesn't have a bunch of health issues. And I tried for years to convince her to switch over. But we were talking, and I believe it was last November, when we did a review, she was telling me that she needs to get a new water heater because the old one's about to crap out on her. And she asked if she could use that money that she had saved in her account. I told her, absolutely, you can use it for that. You know, it's there to pay the copays. Just know that if that's not out of there, and well, I've been doing this for 3 years and putting all my money away, and I've got over 10,000 in there. So, okay, well, yeah, go ahead and pull the money out for a new water heater. You're still going to have over $5,000 in there to cover your max out of pocket. So you're fine. Go ahead. Those type of things, being able to help somebody in that situation, especially someone on a fixed income. I mean, that's something where you're going to make a world of difference for someone, being able to help them out and service them. I promise you that she will be my client until the day she's no longer here. And I happened to get probably 6 or 7 new clients out of it because of that, just with what she's saying and talking about. So the big thing with those policies is making sure you do the follow-up, though, making sure you are going through on that back end to explain to them when things are happening and be ready for the call of, well, why did I go to the doctor and it just cost me $15 for an x-ray or $30 to see my dermatologist or whatever the case is? Because no matter how well you explain it to them, even if you're sitting there face to face, you're going to end up with those phone calls. I promise you. And if you don't, I want to know your secrets, because I have yet to find a client who listens completely to what you tell them and understands it 100%, no matter how clear you are. So, I don't know what else to talk about. The weather in Buffalo, starting to look like weather in Buffalo. It was like 29 degrees this morning. It's snow on the ground. So F this noise. I'm ready to be in Dallas, where it's going to be 60, 70 degrees for the next couple of days. Oh, goodness. And also make sure you have backup internet plans if you're living out in the middle of nowhere, because even fiber doesn't seem to want to work out here when it gets too cold. So, oh, man. All right. Well, I am actually going to get going as well, because I have to prep. I have to be on a call with a couple of new clients here in about 5 minutes, unless anybody has anything that they want to chime in for. Going once, going twice, sold. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Keep crushing your AEP. Don't hesitate to reach out. Joshua and I are both always happy to help you. Always happy to help you. Good grief. This is why I need to get ready for my call. I got to start talking. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Good gravy. Everyone take care. Make it an awesome week. Crush your goals, and we'll see you next week.